city of Dwarven outcasts, exiled and removed from the underground kingdom for refusing a direct order to cease their dangerous delvings, instead entering into a dark pact in pursuit of the riches denied to them. This is the place they call Dhul Kanor. Once, long ago, the city was Dhul Kanor, a jewel in the crown of the Dwarven Stonewall Kingdom. As the mine yields wavered, the lords pursued richer, deeper, and less stable mine shafts. As they dug, poison began seeping into the mine, so then their miners were equipped with masks to filter the air. And they kept digging. And they kept digging. The miners' skin cracked and stained, their hair falling out in patches. When the poison seeped up into the city itself, the danger could be hidden no more, and the King of Stone commanded the mine sealed and the population evacuated. But the lords of the mine had set their sights on several veins of ore and gems deep within the poisoned rock, and while some did flee, many who were consumed by greed and the promise of riches stayed, and they kept digging, believing they could buy the king's forgiveness with a portion of the boon they were sure to receive. These veins were, however, elusive, and days turned to weeks, to months, to years. Emissaries from the Stonewall Kingdom were received less cordially, then turned away, then stopped showing up at all. The patience of the king was great for his kin, but not endless. The city was declared Dhul, a lost and dead place, and it was so recorded in the Book of Stone from that day forward. With no support from their former kingdom, it would seem those left within the city are doomed. They cannot get the supplies to brew more alchemical filters for their gas masks. Eventually, they will be unable to counter the poison and fall. Or they could set out alone into the tunnels, fighting terrible creatures in the darkness as nomads. Both options certain to be deadly. It's just a matter of how quickly or honorably you wish to die. But a third option was presented to them. A dark sorcerer from the surface visited the city. He claimed to be able to magically alter the population so that the gas would no longer affect them, and they could mine and build their wealth without the interference of the Kingdom of Stone. The sorcerer's payment would be one single dwarf, chosen by them, to leave with them and serve them for the rest of the sorcerer's life. The collected nobles did not wish to leave their treasure or manors, so they agreed. True to his word, within a year the gas was no longer a problem. The city was still covered in poisoned gas. The dwarves of Dhul Kanor ignored the gas, although their hair was still patchy and their skin still tinted from exposure, but they no longer needed gas masks to live and mine in the city. The sorcerer picked the daughter of one of the nobles as his prize and left, never to be seen in Dhul Kanor again. Still, many had left the city before it was shunned, so those who were left started capturing and enslaving kobolds and goblins from the surrounding area to work. They had no way to trade their new riches, and the local clergy could no longer hear the voices of the dwarven gods, who had also abandoned them. So new temples were constructed to entities from elsewhere who would trade their gifts for the gold and gems of the Forbidden City. If you happen to find this city in your travels, the dwarves are not overtly hostile, but nor are they courteous to visitors. The city has no inns, given the lack of travelers and traders, but there are taverns with public rooms for those who drink too much. I would also suggest keeping a close eye on your items. The dwarves have grown accustomed to taking what they like from non-dwarves. Oh, and the city is still filled with poison gas, so you'll need to find an old gas mask or have the appropriate magics to deal with that.